Welcome back everyone to the Hello World guys. This is episode number 12 of the Flappy Bird series, and in this video we are going to fix a little problem that we have in our game. As you can see currently, if the player is like flapping and he falls on the ground, it doesn't happen, anything doesn't happen, and the game is not over when we fall on the ground. It only occurs when we hit the wall, which is wrong. We want the game to be over when we fall on the ground as well. So how are we going to implement that? Well, there are a couple of ways we could actually go about it. In the bird class, you can see that we have got the die event in here. So we could like add an hit event if I wanted to. So I could go ahead and say hit and event hit like that. And we could also use like a a overlap event inside of this class. So I could say overlap, and you could use event begin overlap, and you can add that. But obviously we need to actually register something to know when we actually hit the ground. So what we can do is we are going to actually do it inside of the basically inside of the scene. So for that I'm going to add in a volume and just search for box and choose box trigger, and add that. And we are going to add the box trigger on this ground. And what I'm going to do is first of all, let's just delete this, and let's go back into here and let's try to fix this and make it at the right position. So I'm going to set the X to be 0, and for the Y let's try to decrease it to the correct amount so that we've got it like on the top. Let's see, actually let's go closer. Actually let's set it to be the exact size as the ground. So let's set that to -500, -450 I think it was, I'm not sure. Let's see on the box, yeah, that's -500. So I'm going to select the trigger box and set that to be -500 as well. Then I'm going to increase its size on the Y until it looks around right, and oh, that's too much. And yeah, it's supposed to be right at around 100. So I'm going to select 100 here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the Y and make that 100 as well. Actually the Y is not supposed to be 100, X 100, and for the Y we need to increase it to something like, let's say, 2000, and that should cover the whole ground. And that's a bit too large actually, so we can set it to 1500 and that should be fine. And that, you can see, covers it perfectly, even though we don't need to be that large as our player is not moving, but we are going to set it to that anyways. And we are going to increase this a little bit. So I'm going to set this to be 101 so that we actually register the event of overlap. And now we are actually going to do this. So you can see that we have got this actor done, and we have got a trigger. But how are we going to register this? Well, this trigger can be registered in something called the level blueprint. Now the level blueprint is kind of like the main blueprint of the level, and you can do like miscellaneous stuff in here that's specific to a particular level, not supposed to be everywhere. So I'm going to go under here, and I'm going to right click, and since I have selected the box trigger, I can actually go under add event on trigger box and go under collision and add in a begin overlap event here. Now what we can do is we can take the other actor and we can try to cast it to the bird. So just say cast to bird, because the bird class is the one that's going to be overlapping. So we are going to say cast to bird, and if that works, the cast does not fail, then what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and choose the die event, and that should basically work. And let's try that out by hitting the play button. And since we are doing this in the main blueprint, then that doesn't cause any problem. So if I hit play and let it go down, you can see it does bounce once before the game is over. That did not work too well. So why is this happening, and how can we fix this? Well, first of all, let's just go ahead here and let's just increase the z-axis to something like 105, and let's see how well that works. Now that doesn't work that well, the ball still bounces, and I think the best way to finish this would be to make the ball not bounce actually. So for that I'm going to go under bird, and in here you can see we have got a something called a physics material override in here that's available. Now we can just actually change this physics material, and that should fix our problems, and we can add a custom physics material here. So I'm going to go under main, and I'm going to go under physics, and I'm going to select a physics material, and just select the main physics material class and hit select, and just name it something like ball, a bird actually, not ball. And I'm going to open this up, and let's just go under and select this physics material, and now we can actually go in here and open this up, and you can see we have got a bunch of stuff here. You have got friction, static friction, and a bunch of other physics stuff that you can change, and it's totally up to you whatever you want to set them. And we have got a surface type which only has the default option right now, and a bunch of other stuff that we can do with this. You can change the friction by using the sliders, and change everything else. And let's try out first of all how this looks right now without changing anything. And well, that works. So yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. I will see you in the next video, in which we'll add more stuff to our game. I'm thinking about adding a actual bird instead of this. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I will see you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, and bye.